Google recently unveiled a new era of artificial intelligence-powered search that will transform how we find information, conduct online business, and use the internet. Really, this is a big deal. In this video, I'm going to tell you everything there is to know about one of the craziest Google-related things I've ever seen. I'll describe Google's new AI search, how to access it right now, who the emerging competitors in this market are, and what this means for the direction of search technology in the future. This is an opportunity you definitely don't want to miss, so let's get going. Context on the development of Google's SGE. Why should you care about Google's new AI search, and what is it? Google is, as you might know, the undisputed innovator in search engine technology. Every day, it processes billions of queries and responds with pertinent information in a split second. Google, however, isn't satisfied with simply being the best. People are now turning to AI chatbots for answers rather than Google as their popularity among users grows. Google made the decision to add AI to its search engine in order to capitalize on this trend. Google has been using artificial intelligence, AI, to enhance its search algorithms for years, but with generative AI, basically a type of AI that can create new things, they are now taking it to the next level. In order to improve our search experience and deliver more interactive, engaging, and creative results, Google is now using generative AI, also known as SGE. This is referred to as a search generative experience. As you may have noticed, Google debuted SGE in May 2023 at its yearly developer summit, Google I/O. It was one of the event's highlights and caused a lot of excitement among fans of artificial intelligence and technology. Google claims that SGE will revolutionize the way we use search and is the result of years of research and development in generative AI. What is it and how it works exactly? So what exactly is SGE and how does it operate? Well, SGE is a set of AI-driven features designed to improve the conversational, contextual, and creative aspects of search. SGE's ability to make search more conversational is one of its key characteristics. In other words, you can talk to Google in natural language and ask questions to get answers. You are no longer required to type keywords or phrases. Saying, "Hey Google, how do I make pizza?" will ask Google to summarize the steps and ingredients from a relevant website, for instance, if you want to learn how to make pizza at home. Then you can inquire further, such as what kind of cheese should I use, or how long to bake it, etc. Search is more natural and intuitive thanks to this conversational feature. You can ask anything that comes to mind without having to consider how to word it or what keywords to use. A further benefit of SGE is that it contextualizes search, enabling Google to better understand the context of your inquiry and deliver more relevant and individualized results based on your preferences for location, history, and other variables. For instance, if you ask Google what the weather is like right now, it will display the weather forecast for your current location based on the GPS information from your device. Google will display nearby florists if you search for "where can I buy flowers" based on your location and their hours of operation. If you ask Google "what should I watch tonight," it will provide recommendations based on your viewing preferences and interests, so you essentially don't need to specify any more specifics or parameters. The most exciting aspect of SGE, though, is that it gives search a creative edge. This means that Google can now use generative AI to generate new information for you based on your input or query. For instance, if I ask, "Show me some cool shoes," Google will present you with pictures of trainers that don't yet exist but were created by AI based on your personal style and the most recent fashions. You won't have to settle for pre-existing information or content any longer if you ask Google to write a poem about love for you based on your mood and tone preferences. How to access it. You might be wondering right now how you can access it. There are two ways to accomplish that, through Performance Max or Search Labs. You can test out new features in Search Labs before they become available to the general public. By logging into google.com/labs, you can participate in experiments like chat mode or image generation. And by including a hashtag in your search query, you can use experiments and enable or disable them. The invite-only nature of Search Labs should soon be changed. And the second method is Performance Max, a campaign type for advertisers in Google Ads. They can use AI advertisers to reach customers on all of Google's platforms, create a campaign, supply data and resources, and utilize SGE to produce customized assets. Ads are optimized by Performance Max before being shown to the right customers. The competitors in the space. Now that there are many players involved, this market is becoming extremely competitive. Vectara, a startup that claims to provide a superior generative AI conversational search platform than Google, is one of the top rivals. In order to find the most pertinent results from millions of documents, Vectara claims that its platform uses hybrid search, a technique that combines semantic search based on LLMs and Boolean exact match based on keywords. It also makes use of grounded generation, which means that its generative system only uses the information provided by the developers and does not use user data to train models or make up untrue information. The Vectara platform, according to the company, supports data and queries in any language and provides results for multilingual searches. By not storing or disclosing private information, it prioritizes user privacy. Vectara, a company founded in 2022 by former Google engineers, has partnered with organizations like Shopify, Slack, and Spotify and raised $25 million in funding. According to Heather Bellini, an analyst at Goldman Sachs, Vectara is a market disruptor in the area of AI search, and by providing a better user experience and more accurate results, it could take a sizable chunk of the market. Of course, there are a number of other tech firms that are integrating generative AI into their search experiences and vying for market share with Google and Vectara in the AI search space. Microsoft is one of them, and it has long used AI to enhance its Bing search engine. Bing Answers, which provides direct answers to queries, Bing Image Generator, which generates images based on text descriptions, Bing Content Creator, which writes content like summaries or captions based on keywords, etc., are just a few of the new features Microsoft recently announced for Bing that use generative AI. Elasticsearch, another well-known open-source search engine that powers numerous websites and applications, is another option. Elasticsearch recently introduced Elasticsearch Generative Search, or EGS, a new service that enables developers to quickly build changes for Google using generative AI models from Google and others. By 2025, it could increase its revenue by $100 billion. Since they disclosed their new features for generative AI search, Microsoft and Elasticsearch's stock prices have increased somewhat. However, given the increased competition and difficulties they face, their gains have been less significant than those of Google and Vectara. How search has evolved, big picture of the technology and the future. Search engines in this area have developed over time, going through three key phases: engines for finding answers, action engines, and information retrieval engines. Search engines like AltaVista and Yahoo, which appeared in the 1990s and early 2000s, were information retrieval engines. They offered users a list of links based on keywords and links, but they had drawbacks in that they frequently returned results that were irrelevant and relied on users entering specific keywords. In the late 2000s and early 2010s, search and answer engines like Google and Bing were developed. Instead of requiring users to visit other websites, they used AI techniques to directly respond to their inquiries. Despite being helpful, they still had drawbacks, like failing to recognize the motives or preferences behind queries and occasionally only providing biased results. We now have action engines that use advanced AI methods. Utilizing conversational interfaces, these engines, such as ChatGPT and DALL-E, can produce fresh content in response to user queries. They provide individualized outcomes based on users' fashion preferences and current trends. Action engines must find a balance between creativity and realism while also gaining the public's trust in AI-generated content. As a result, the change is taking place, and Google is stepping up its game with AI, which will change how we search for things. What do you think, though? How will this alter the way you use the web? Hopefully you found this video interesting. If you did, please consider subscribing. I'm looking forward to sharing more with you about what's going on in AI. See ya.